subscribe. Darling Radio, like and subscribe.
They weren't expecting us to support Karmelo the way Black people are giving him support. Now, why are foundational Black Americans and the broader Black community, why are we rallying around Karmelo the way we are? See, they're trying to figure that out. That's the thing that's really chapping their ass. Why are they supporting this guy so much? They're trying to shame us. No, no, no. Listen, you're not going to shame us. We're going to support this kid. Because see, this case, it represents a new Emmett Till moment to a certain degree. See, this is another attempt by the media to demonize and criminalize a young Black male for defending himself against a white aggressor. You know, back we're not doing that Emmett Till shit no more. We just not gonna sit by and let our Black youths get railroaded. And here's the thing, you know what I think with that dad, with Metcalf's dad? I think Metcalf's dad knows that Austin Metcalf was the aggressor. I think that dad knows. That's kind of why he's been kind of first he was talking about, yeah, I forgive Carmelo, and he's distancing himself from these white supremacist groups because he knows, listen, I think they got video of what happened. All them people out there, somebody got some video of what happened, and they're holding on to it because I'm pretty sure, I'm thinking that video shows Carmelo getting jumped by both of them. This is just conjecture on my behalf, but I think there's some damaging footage that these people have because I know they got footage, and the fact that they haven't released anything, that means it's in Carmelo's favor. If there were something damaging to Carmelo, they would have released it already. They would have released that already. So I'm thinking there's something going on with some video, and Carmelo's dad, not Carmelo's dad, but Metcalf's dad, I'm thinking he already knows that his son was the damn aggressor. And, again, people are looking at us like, why are we supporting Carmelo? Well, the thing is, we're not letting this become a Trayvon Martin situation again because see listen, the Trayvon Martin case, that kind of set the precedent for inaction. See, after the Trayvon Martin murder, there were many people in the Black community waiting on Obama's ass in the justice system with tether ass Eric Holder. We're waiting on them to do something. We thought, okay, we got some Black folks in power, so we ain't got to hit the streets. We got our guys up in there. We didn't realize that African tether, Obama, and Caribbean tether, Eric Holder, they don't identify as us. So we didn't have anybody in the White House. We didn't have nobody. We were met with silence. This time, the community, we understand we ain't waiting. We're going to act as a community to protect our youths. See, that's what it is. That's the new norm. And also, we understand that self defense is a human right. This whole double standard, how self defense laws are applied, we're just not going for that racial hypocrisy. We're rejecting that. Um, the white supremacists are trying to paint Carmelo as a thug who should have submitted to aggression. And the Black community has a unified no to that narrative. This thing, you're not just going to walk up on us and start barking out orders and then putting your damn hands on us like this is the year 1915. No, we're not going for that. We're tired of watching our young people get harmed. We're just tired of seeing it. The Central Park Five, Tamir Rice, all of these examples of Black youths being sacrificed to the system. We're saying no, not this time. We're saying absolutely not. We're not letting that go down. We're not letting that go down whatsoever. And also crowdfunding, that's a form of reparative justice for us. See, the financial donations, that's just not about legal fees. That's a grassroots form of reparative justice. And we're taking it upon ourselves to fund justice when the system refuses to provide it. You see? And a lot of us, we see Carmelo, we see our sons, nephews, our students in that young kid. He was a good kid. Carmelo's a good kid. It's not no thug. He was on the right track. And these people bothering him. That's why we're supporting him, because he was not a thug and he is not a thug. He's not a degenerate. This kid is on the right track. So we're letting our children know, if you're on the right track and then somebody puts you in a situation that takes you off your square, you're going to get support. We're going to support you because, listen, they support their degenerates in white supremacist society. Carmelo's not a degenerate. He was protecting himself from a damn a threat. So we're making sure he's good, as we should. You see, supporting him, that means you're supporting yourself. That's a reflection of a shared experience, shared pain, shared resistance. And we're not just going to sit by and let the media try to undermine him and um, demonize him. No, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to create our own narrative, and that narrative is going to be the truth. And we're having a cultural stand against future targeting. See, every time the black community let one of these cases slide, it sends a message that targeting black youth is acceptable. That was the big problem again with Trayvon Martin. We should not have let that go on like that. We ignored it after it went down. After that injustice went down, we got kind of confused. We didn't know what Obama was going to do. So we kind of sat on our hands. And once the white supremacists realized that Obama wasn't going to do nothing, it was a green light. All these killings started happening right after Trayvon Martin. When Zimmerman got off, the green light was on. We're saying the green light is off. It's red. You gonna stop, you gonna chill. It ain't gonna be no easy win no more. That's what it is. Supporting Carmelo, that's a strategic cultural defense to let the dominant society know we're going to fight back legally, financially, and publicly. And right now, we control the narrative. Independent media, social media platforms, grassroots mobilization. Listen, black people, we're telling our own story. We're not waiting for the mainstream outlets to distort shit. See? So donating, that's a part of a larger media counterattack that's going to affirm our brother Carmelo's humanity and the community's power. So we're doing the right thing, and we're going to continue to do the right thing. You see, let me get some folks in here. Let's get the prototype in the building. What's up, prototype?
Hey family. Hey Tariq. You know I love you so much. But I just want to drop this gem in here.
Go ahead.
I wanna know, why is it a problem for Carmelo to be able to crowdfund when both of those parents have two separate GoFundMe's, first of all,
Yep.
and the aunt actually had custody of those bully boys.
Wow. Damn. Yeah, I didn't even know the aunt had custody of him. Yeah. So yeah, the family, they're trying to get a bag out of him. So yeah, there's it seems like some finessing going on. Yeah, it's always that double standard. It's always that double standard, and we're saying no. The double standard is over. Let's get the watcher, the watcher in the building. What's up, watcher? Since the watcher, well, there you go. The watcher, what's up, brother? Unmute your microphone, and while we're waiting on the watcher, let's get. Where's my prayer warriors? Where's my prayer?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, dear?
Good. Thank you for having me. I just wanted to say, like as I always have before, thank you for advocating for my son. He was also bullied in school as an autistic young 11-year-old child by a white boy and was called racial slurs. And I'm thankful that he didn't, take matters into his own hands. But if he had it, I would want to believe that he would be able to, get the same, treatment as Carmelo has and the same support
Yeah.
because going to a lot of these schools where there are predominantly white children, they do face a lot of discrimination.
Hmm.
And I also want to state that I know that we are stronger in unit. And I know when this stuff happened with my son, I had a lot of support, and we just really need to support this young man. What we're seeing right now is just a justification for the KKK and their uprising. It has nothing to do with Metcalf. It has everything to do with them trying to carry out a different agenda. I have been in a lot of underground sectors for years, and y'all have no idea how many of these organizations are in play right now. We have them all over the United States of America, and since 2020, we have a lot of underground organizations that are claiming to be disguised as other organizations that are really the KKK.
Hmm.
And this is not this isn't a coincidence. This was just a host for them to latch on to uprise, to carry out their agenda for what their ancestors started. So I really need people to really understand what we are dealing with right now. It has nothing to do with Metcalf. Metcalf's death was literally just a host for them. And I have for many years turned over evidence to the FBI and everything being in these groups. And they are very scary. The things that they say, the things that they have done. And I want to tell y'all something. Y'all need to watch your children whose houses they go to. I know that a lot of us live in areas where there are, a lot of white people and stuff like that, and we our children frequent their children, they are friends with their children. But I want to tell y'all something. The things that I have seen and the things that I have heard from also my white colleagues and my white friends that are also underground in these sectors, they are literally kidnapping our children. They are literally doing things to our kids, and you guys have no idea what they are planning.
Hmm.
So, as I'm saying, I'm telling you guys, I'm praying for everybody's kids. I'm praying for our community. I'm praying for Carmelo because Carmelo was just the offset of what they needed to uprise a race war on brown and black people, especially black people. The hatred that they have for us right now is unprecedented. It's crazy. And I can't really say too much, but what I can say is just protect your children, be smart, educate your kids, watch your kids. Put if they have locations where you can put locations on their phones, please do that. Know where your kids are at all times. Every child you have, know where they are. Know where your family members are, your nieces, your nephews. Tell their parents to do the same thing. Watch out for your kids because, like I said, this situation that's going on right now, it has nothing to do with Metcalf. It's just they used him and his death as a host to uprise and to finish and carry out their bigotry, racism, agenda, and violence, perpetuated violence on Black people in our community. Anyway, thank you for letting me speak, and I appreciate it. And I love everybody here, and thank you.
Thank you, dear. Yes, indeed. All right, let's get Freedom. Freedom, hop on in.
Hi, Tariq. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. How are you, Freedom?
I'm doing well, sir. Um, I just have a quick question for
Yeah,
you.
go ahead.
What are your thoughts on the black man who took a hatchet to the white kid in Tucson, Arizona? The white kid died today. What do you think about that?
The dude,
Yeah.
and Were they at a bus stop or something?
Yeah, this black guy like took a hatchet, Tariq, a hatchet,
The guy don't
and
look. I saw the guy. He doesn't look black. That guy doesn't look black whatsoever. That's not a black guy. That's some other dude. He looks. I don't know what he is. He doesn't look black at all, and there's no proof that he's black.
well, what is he?
I don't know what he is. He looks like some kind of hybrid. There's zero proof that that's a black person, and I saw the guy. The guy looks damn near Filipino or something. He looks like some type of ethnic other. He doesn't look like he's a foundational Black American at all. So I saw that, and
So then I'm wrong. He's okay. So he's not black.
right, there's zero proof that he's black. And I saw the arraignment where he was in court. This guy has like some curly, weird hairstyle. He looks kind of Samoan. Yeah, this guy. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know what he is, but again, the what?
Okay. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. It's okay. But that we
Um,
see a lot of that. A lot of we get blamed for everything. Let me get Professor Allen in here. That's the thing. These weird things happen and they try to blame black folks. I saw this guy. He don't look black at all. Professor Allen, what's up, sir?
Hey, what's up, brother Flex? Hey, family, how y'all doing? I just want to make a quick comment because I've seen a handful of videos of West Africans speaking out against our brother Carmelo, and
Yeah,
you know, I just want to address that with some history,
go
brother.
ahead.
West Africans are have no standing to criticize anything our children do because of their past behavior. They're not protecting their own children. They're fleeing over here and leaving their children working in mines. According to Dr. Snyder in Slavery in America, published in 2000, the slave trade not only quote the slave trade not only commercialized the economy and changed everyday life of Africans, but also corrupted them. That's important.
Yeah.
That corruption, in my view, if you believe, if you know, for those of you who believe in a higher power, destroyed, their commerce, and like they have bad karma behind that. But Dr. Snyder further says, allegedly African kings. Quote, allegedly, African kings sold wives with whom they were angry, and African parents sold children for whom they could not feed. Look at that.
Mm,
They were selling children they couldn't feed. FBAs would never. All that food in West Africa. I mean, it's food falling out the sky. I got lost in the jungle near Togo in 2023. It was pineapples and shit growing out the grounds,
mm.
goats running around. And instead of snatching up a pineapple or snatching you up a goat to feed your daughter, they sold them. So with that type of moral aptitude, you have no standing to tell me about how I treat my children. On that, I land.
My brother, let me say, and brother Professor Allen made a good point. There's certain things we as foundational Black Americans we don't really play around with kids like that as a community. We as foundational Black Americans, and I always point this out, we are the only group on the planet that does not have an open child sex trafficking environment. Meaning, you can't come around us to get access to kids where we can point to, okay, yeah, if you want a black kid, you can go over here if you want to have your way sexually with them. We don't have no setup like that. That's a no all across the board. In other groups and other communities, they have designated spots for that. In the Caribbean, a lot of folks don't know a big hub for the pedophiles for a long time was Jamaica and a lot of those little islands. The white supremacists would set up shop in these islands. And remember Epstein Island? Where was Epstein Island? It was in the Caribbean. There's a reason why. You understand? Epstein Island was in the Caribbean. They had another um, um, Bird Island up there in South Africa where they were taking boys. The white supremacists was taking them boys and doing all types of shit to them. And they sell their kids to these white tourists over in Namibia and places like that. We don't do that. We don't ever do that. You can't come around us and we'll tell you where you can go get a damn kid to do stuff with them. We don't play like that. We're the only people who don't do that shit. Even on the streets, you don't do that because we got that Majara spirit. And that Majara spirit, there's a spiritual and cultural value rooted in protection of children. You see, we've always centered children as being sacred. So doing something like that, that's a spiritual violation to us. Yeah. And we have a survivor-based ethos. As a lineage that survived slavery, we survived something very traumatic. We survived systematic violence, generational trauma. So, foundational Black Americans, we've always viewed children as extensions of that survival. Do y'all feel where I'm going? Y'all feel me? So, protecting them has always been paramount to the ensuring of the continuation and resilience of the lineage. Yeah, so basically, we understand our ancestors had us in mind when they were surviving these atrocities. They were thinking about the offspring and sacrificing themselves for the offspring. So for us to allow somebody to openly violate these children sexually, that's disrespectful to our lineage. See, we don't have an institutional framework for no child trafficking or pedophilia. We don't have that goofy ass child marriage shit and tourism zones for no kids. We've never developed that sick shit or tolerated it. Institutions that we protect these children from sexual abuse. There's no historic or legal precedence within foundational Black American communities that ever allowed that type of shit. And we got street and community justice. Many Black communities, man, um, especially underserved by law enforcement, there's a legacy of street justice. Anybody known to be harming children like that, you're ostracized. You're dealt with by the community. There's no safe haven. Man, look, if a dude goes to jail, y'all know what it is. In jail, they found out you messing with kids, you got to go to PC. Your ass gonna get shanked. You gonna have to take your ass to PC. The street cats don't even rock with you. That's a no-no. We've always had a cultural taboo about that. That's a heavy stigma in foundational Black American circles. Yeah, there are no loopholes and none of that stuff that will justify any type of child exploitation. And yeah, now there's people who do shit behind the scenes that folks don't know about. I'm not saying that stuff don't happen to kids. That's on some low shit that don't nobody know about. It has to be underground behind closed doors, and you better not let nobody find out about it because it's on. But in our culture, in foundational Black American culture, children are always portrayed as needing protection, not objects of desire. Whereas in other communities, sexualization of kids, that's kind of their bag, you see. So, and we've just been the moral compass in this country, despite us being marginalized. We've always served as a moral compass, fighting for justice, civil rights, dignity, and that rejection of child exploitation. That's a part of the larger ethical stance that's rooted in our dignity and our humanity that was denied during slavery. See, we know what it is to be dehumanized, so we don't want to put that on no child. We had to sacrifice that type of weird shit during slavery, so we're not going to put that kind of trauma on no kid openly. You know what I'm saying? So it's some real deep stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Real deep stuff. Let me see. Let's see who we got in here. Yeah, we don't have shit like NAMLA, like the white supremacist community. They got little organizations just open. They got open organizations for that nonsense. Like NAMLA that still operates. They just let these people, they know what they do and they just operate like it's nothing. We're good on that. We ain't got no black version of NAMLA. We better not. Because if somebody has some NAMLA type of shit in the Black community, they get stomped out the next day, as they should. Yeah. Oh, let me get some folks in here. Y'all raise them hands. Raise them hands, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, we in here deep, 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 deep. Let's get Lord, now Bushmeat Barrister. Oh Lord. Boy, the family, they have not been wanting to hear from you, Bushmeat. The family does not want to hear from you. Yeah, you're starting to annoy the people, Bushmeat Barrister. Let's get Walmart Tire Center in the building. Walmart Tire Center in the building.
Hey, Tariq, I appreciate you putting me on.
Hey, I'm good. I'm glad you're here, man. Where you from?
I'm around, but I'm here in America, and I want to tell you, man, I listened to you on another speaking another night. There was a diverse conversation going on.
Okay.
I appreciate your viewpoint. I'm happy to tune in tonight. I'm gonna say, like old school radio, no, not a long time listener, but a first time
Caller.
caller. You know what I mean?
Right. I got it.
All right. But anyways, yeah, man, from what I could speak on, from what I see today, there's a lot of this continuing protest going on. A lot of these people out on the streets that seem to be up to no good. They believe in nothing and they'll fall for anything. And that's kind of been what I've been seeing a lot of, especially when we got a lot of what it seems like religious turmoil going on in the world. A lot of people conflicting beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it kind of struggles me to see us internally struggling for us to be fighting with each other when there's bigger issues, when there's bigger enemies at play, and things can get out of hand when we start thinking like that also. But I just, man, it struggles me to see so many people, and maybe I'm getting too focused on what I'm seeing on my posts on X, but for so many people to be just following a no belief system, and just, anyways, people chanting about, I don't know, man. I know you guys probably don't believe in these weird trans rights, and people with mental illness practically is what I'm saying are out here chanting in the streets, and you just got, I don't even know who these people are who I keep seeing.
Thank you, sir. Good freaking grief, man. What the hell is that? Okay. Dude, what are you babbling about? You're not saying anything. I'm trying to let him get out one thought that's coherent. This dude cannot get out one coherent thought, and I'm giving you leeway. This dude is just babbling incessantly. Sir, you can't do that. This is not the trauma hotline where you just call up and just babble nonsensical. You got to say something. I don't know what you're talking about. Dude, a lot of pain, a lot of turmoil on the earth, dude. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I wish we all just, go to sleep and wake up at 7. I don't know, dude. There's a lot going on with these things and different tropes and narratives, and I don't know, dude. I don't know either. I don't know what you're saying, man. Shit. You're just talking and ain't saying nothing. All right? We don't want to do that now.
Rule work tonight. Rule work tonight. Rule work tonight. Rule work tonight. I'll be feeling so right. I got that root work tonight. Feeling fresh from the morning light. Root work hit me, I'm set for the night. that root work tonight. Root work tonight. Yeah, root work tonight. I'll be feeling so right. I got that root